What's up, everybody? A Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on FTB Revelation. When we left off in the last episode, what in the world were we doing? I don't remember. Oh, right. Something about... the tanks. Oh no, it was the farm. We were doing the automated wheat farm so that we could grow, like, the bacterium medium or whatever it's called. So I have a plan for this, but I have to admit I don't really know if it'll work. The reason I don't know if it'll work is because of the... Well, first of all, I don't really know how the fluid mechanics work for the Binnie's genetic mod stuff and whatnot. At some point I need to put pressure plates down on this, I think, so that I don't keep leaving the airlock open, because... you know, that's important when you live on a world by yourself. Let's see. We still have two. This seems to grow a lot slower than it does up on the top one, and I'm wondering if that's because of the light or dirt or something. I don't really know. But anyways, so over here we have the area where we're going to do all of our genetics. So it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 total. And we've got 8 sockets over here. So I might end up doing some over here. I'm not really sure. And I thought about doing something like having tanks over on this side, and that's where you pull from these different machines. And we could do a couple different things. Like, we have 10, so I could remove this block in the middle and put a line there, because the odds of that really affecting the light level aren't too realistic with all these pumpkins everywhere. I could put a couple over on this side, you know, like I don't know. I don't really know yet how I want to do this. And I might have to, because I'm looking at the things, that if I want a tank for each fluid, which I'd really like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need 5 tanks, but the thing is, when you look at the, which one was it? The gene pool, maybe? Oh, I forgot about ethanol, so it's 6 fluids. So we need ethanol for that. Oh, that's not the right machine. Which one has the multi-incubator? There we go. Oh, water, I forgot about that too. So 7 fluids, I guess. Oh, and then there's the biomass. There's so much to this, trying to make this automated. I probably should just start with building the machines. But anyways, we have one going in to make this, but then we've got to pump this out, and then we've got that going back in, and then it makes this, and this is coming out. And then if we want certain things, we need to put this in with that. And so there's a lot of changing, is I guess my point. There's a lot of back and forth where you're getting one fluid, you're putting it in something else, and you're going back and forth with it. So wherever that one... Which one was that? The incubator? Wherever the incubator is set up, I need to be able to pump into one... I think this is going to have 2 tanks, so I need to be able to access this and drain them respectively. So, like, I need a drain and an input for each tank. So that occupies at least 4 sides of the block, if... unless there's something I'm missing. So I probably should just build this thing already, because I need to actually have a look at its user interface and fluid mechanics. But because some mods, like the thermal expansion ones and stuff like that, some of them you can do, I want to select this side and this face and this pulls this out and so on and so forth. Some of them you can't. And so I don't exactly know what this is going to entail. So I tell you what, let me go ahead and build one of these and tinker around with it a little bit, and we'll see what we get. Okay, so stuff has happened. things have changed, plans have changed. This is actually like an entire day, I think. Maybe even 2 different since the last part of the episode kind of thing. I had a little bit of an interruption where I wasn't able to finish the episode when I was recording it initially. And, you know, so here we are. I don't know why I'm going all the way down here already. So you might see I've made an incubator for Binnie's genetics. And I've since changed my mind. So, this is what they would look like in case anyone was wondering. You've got the input tank over here, output tank over here, and the items that would go in here. But, as you can see that I've got this little tab pulled up, this is looking at Gendustry, which, I'm not really sure why that was smaller for a second there than it should have been. But this is basically all of the mods. Or, I mean, all of the blocks for Gendustry. And actually, the Industrial Grafter and Scoopatron is from Gendustry, and I didn't realize that. So, basically what happened was, I was YouTubing some tutorials on the Binnie's genetics and whatnot, and ran across, I believe it was from the Minecrafters, and I ran across their tutorial on it, and at the end of it, I was like, man, this is really complicated and it's really hard. It was stuff like, it wasn't so much the complication, sometimes that's fun, it was the time frame and the difficulty. That it was, I mean, they were talking about like, man, it was something like 15 minutes to get a genetic sample and like 20 minutes to inoculate it, so it was ridiculous. And I was like, And then the basically what really became a thing, I suppose, if you want to call it that, is the idea of the Gendustry was much faster and a little easier to use, and it wasn't quite so complex, and it was a little more simplified. And I was like, okay, well, what's the downside? Turns out, haven't really found one. So I kind of shifted gears after making that incubator. Yeah, and I went ahead and made an industrial apiary, because the way these work is essentially they're like one of these hives out here, but they have a lot more control over them. You can add upgrades, for example, what am I looking for? Where's the cave one? There's a cave one in here somewhere. Flowering, winter, dryer, where did it go? Open sky. So you take some blue dye, some apparently glass, I thought it might have to be the right color, and then an upgrade frame, which is tin, redstone, and gold nuggets. And essentially that makes everything, it requires a little bit more power, but it essentially makes everything act like a rocky bee, where you don't have to have it outside under daylight. The other upgrades are kind of similar. There's ones for ocean, there's certain ones are biome upgrades, hellish, desert, stuff like that, for things that if they need us, like nether bees that you can't breed outside of a ridiculously hot climate and stuff like that, you can just kind of emulate the biome. But there's stuff like a seal, where it doesn't matter if it's raining, it doesn't matter if it's at night, stuff like that. So overall, there's just a lot of little upgrade things that make it super easy. So I'm actually going to work on that for a minute and see what I come up with. Okay, so I've been working on some upgrades to test this out to begin with. So we have our automation upgrade, which essentially what this will do is as soon as the queen is done, it'll automatically load in the princess and another drone type of thing. So that's a nice one to have. The light upgrade, I misspoke before, it wasn't that one with the clock on it. The clock is a lifespan upgrade, or at least in this texture pack. The one with the light on it, the light upgrade is what keeps things going. Like it's like, okay, here's it's basically to avoid the non-nocturnal bees where they shut off at night. This will keep them going all the time. Open skies, doesn't matter what's going on. There is one other one I should have looked for. Wait, I didn't do a seal. Oh, okay. Well, I was gonna do a seal, but the rain's not really that big of a deal. What I was actually wondering about is if they had one for I was wondering, speaking of, rain's not going to be a big deal. It just starts raining. So I don't see anything to undo like the kind of flower they need, which might be an issue. But it won't really be a problem in the long run, because as we get into mutagens and all that kind of stuff, you can actually genetically modify the traits to where they no longer, like you can set a meadow bee or something to where it doesn't have... Let's grab these guys, maybe. Ooh, I got a noble. That's cool. Hadn't really had anything happen from that in a while. That's pretty neat. Probably should sleep, just because new spawn point has been set. I thought you could sleep through storms now. Is that... Maybe that's on the only the newest, like, Bedrock edition and whatnot. Oh well. I just realized I need some kind of flower, don't I? I think I have dirt on me somewhere. Yeah, there's dirt. So for now, we might have to make this a little bit messy. It may not look all that great. Eventually, once we get kind of a baseline, I guess you'll do... What kind of flowers dost thou require? Let's just grab one of you. Oh, come on now. Well, we'll just grab a couple of these. I don't know if that'll work, and I don't know how many they need, but we're gonna roll with it. So yeah, I definitely want to dive in a little bit more to this mod. This episode might be a little bit weird since I'm shifting gears. I really liked the Binnie's one at first by looking at it, but I think the last version I had used was before it was air quotes Binnie's. It was like just the genetics mod, and so I looked at it and I'm like, that's what I did before. Not so much. Not really. So we're going to... How do I want to do this? For now, like I said, this is going to be a bit messy. We're just going to place this down. This is going to probably burn through a lot of my power on my power cell. I don't know. It's actually not doing too bad. That death generator and this mob farm, it could power a lot. It could power a lot. I'm not going to lie. Alright, so we're going to put in automation, light upgrade, open sky. Now, this doesn't really fix the problem of... I wonder if I can put it, like, out here. I wonder if that'll work. Let's try it. I almost put a lab block back down. Okay, no queen, so let's go ahead and try this. Energy, temperature, cold, humidity, normal. Okay, it's too cold, and it's not counting that as flowers. Okay. So in something like this, you can do you could do a plain emulator. You could do, for example, this is cold, so I think I could get away with a heater upgrade or something like that. You can also move the thing somewhere else, but that would kind of defeat the purpose. And it's not counting that as a flower, so I don't know what it was counting as a flower as to what was helping it grow. I was wondering if... Nope, doesn't look like it. I was thinking maybe one of the witches dropped some, like some of the roses or something. I think that's a drop they can do, but I guess not. But yeah, so essentially, this will be a lot more... I guess it will be compact, because there's not nearly as many machines that are necessary. Do I have... I gotta have some flowers laying around here, right? Like some of the yellow dandelions or something or other, right? Maybe? No? Okay. Yeah, I just have a bunch of saplings and crap. I don't have any flowers. Alright, well. Oh, it's nighttime now. We can sleep. So yeah, it's kind of one of those that it'll simplify a lot of stuff as far as we don't need all the enzymes and all that kind of stuff. I'm just gonna dump all of this into here, just on the off chance something goes sideways and we die. So this will basically be our project chest for now. There's also something else I want to look into too, which is compartments. This was another thing I saw whilst watching the tutorials on some of the Gendustry stuff, that these compartments, they kind of, some of them, I think it's about the copper or bronze, where they get to where they hold more than the default storage crates, and they're a lot more expensive than the crates. However, if you read this, what makes them interesting is they have tabs. You can label the tabs, you can color them, so it would be a lot more easy to kind of essentially organize everything, is the bottom line. So whereas this is just stuff, you could have a red tab for weapons, a blue tab for whatever. So if you had a few of those where you could kind of break everything up, it would be kind of cool. Now, let's just see what... Okay, so it is... I was picking up seeds. Whoops. I mean, I knew that. I just wanted to make sure you guys knew that. And I can't tell if this is picking up some other plant. No, it does have one of those around each one of those, so I know they're probably making some of it grow. Oh, that's the Pam's Craft one. So I guess we'll use the chamomile? If that's how if that's the right flower, then I had no idea that that's how you said it. Also, let's check out... I want to go into doing a plains biome. That's a lot of bronze. Ooh, that's a lot of bronze. Ugh, it hurts. Oh, wow, that's expensive. It probably would help for right now, though, to do a plain... Hey, what's the heater one? 4 bronze, a cast, glass, and... Okay, that's a lot cheaper. Let's try that out first. I may need to make a few of those, though. So where's my project chest? We need bronze, so I'm going to need these two. We're going to need glass. I'm going to need redstone, gold, and glass for the cast things. Or tin. So we already have tin. Okay. Where'd all my netherrack go? There it is. Let's just grab a stack. And I have some gold nuggets lying around here. Alright, cool. So, this is kind of cool because it'll be like a crash course, I suppose. So, 2 redstone, 4 tin, 2 gold nuggets makes an upgrade. Where was it? The heater. Okay, so I need more bronze. I think this makes 2... Okay, I need one more than that. I thought it made 3 or 4, actually. I gotta look up that. Let me... Actually, just humor me for just 1 second. Okay, so that recipe makes 2, but where's the bronze dust? Okay, so that is what it is. So it's you do the dust and it makes 4, and then you can smelt that. So I was doing it the inefficient way. That's my bad. I thought so. I was like, I feel like that should be working. So between the flowers and the upgrade, I hope this will work to where we can breed stuff underground. Oh, I'm not down low enough. Now the other factor is we're using the industrial apiary, which is essentially the first part. Then you'll want to do... So let's plant you. It's too cold. So that's warmed it up enough, but now it's saying no flowers. I'm wondering if that's just because it hasn't grown and it's just like a seedling. So let's grab a couple of these and make some bone meal real quick. And yes, if you do the... There we go. No, it's still not counting as flower. What the heck is it growing outside then? Because it's only got chamomile and those blue flowers around it. So I don't know... I don't know what it needs. Unless it's, oh, I might be being really stupid and it's not close enough. I may be being really dumb here. This is kind of more of just a... Oh crap, I don't have my dirt on me. Fart knocker. Alright, let's just try this and see what we come up with, because it may just have been not close enough. Please work. No, it just doesn't want to see that as a flower. I don't understand why. Like, okay, so I know that's a modded flower. It's from Rustic or whatever. What I don't understand is then how is it growing outside? Because outside, it had the blue flowers, which we tried. It had the chamomile, and that was it. So I'm not sure what it's picking up on that says it's a flower that's not working here. I guess our best bet is just to go grab some more flowers out in the wild and see if we can get like a vanilla yellow dandelion or something, because this is what I'm talking about. So out here, blue, chamomile, there's this one, I guess, but then over here there's nothing else. It's just this one little chamomile and this little blue guy. So I don't know. I don't know why it's not seeing it as a flower. Actually, holy crap, it's from Minecraft. Like a vanilla plant. Okay. That makes me confused. This might be yellow dandelions. I almost... Unless the commons need something different? Oh, that's canola seed. Dagnabbit. Alright, I'm gonna go on a flower hunt, I guess. Okay, so I'm out here hunting flowers, and I decided to, do a quick... Oh, jeez, what are you doing here? Ha! What you get? Step out into the sunlight. You jerk. So I decided to do a quick little, PSA, I suppose, because I've had a couple of comments since I started doing the series on the shader pack and all that kind of stuff of this kind of a thing. At least this is what I am assuming people are talking about, which is the clouds not really looking right compared to the rest of the shader pack. So if this is what you're looking at, and this is what's going on, and people have asked me how I fixed it because they've run into it, this is all I did. Under the video settings and details, the clouds were set to either default or fancy, or fast or something like that, because I was seeing that fast and fancy seem to be bad. Default doesn't show it, but I just turned them to off. And now the sky is clear. If that isn't your problem or that doesn't fix it, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not really an expert on shaders. In truth, that was the one area of programming that I really, really struggled with in college, actually. I did really well with like all the basic game programming type stuff, but shaders, ooh, I don't know how I passed that class. I did not retain that very, very well. So I managed to find a poppy flant. That is a flower and a plant. When you put them together, you get a flant. TM. It honestly makes me want to use a mod or something to rename something into a poppy flant. Oh geez, I can't see what I'm doing now. That's the only bad part about shaders. They look amazing in the dark. Everything gets dark. But I found it says it's from Minecraft, and it looks like the red flowers from Minecraft. So we're gonna try it. If it doesn't work, I'm at a loss. I don't know what this game considers flowers at this point. Is this some of the yellow ones? Yes, dandelions. Awesome. They're like way over here on the back side of the hill. So it's like the one place I didn't look. I went looking for dandelions, went all the way around here, come back, there's dandelions. And a creeper. Good. It didn't hurt my base. I can't tell where I am right now. It's too dark. I'm just going to cut it. Okay, so we are back at the base, and this actually gives me an opportunity to try out two theories. One, we're going to test the flower idea. Actually, let's start with this one. No flower. Now, I know the dandelions will almost always work, so then this makes me question distance. Okay, this makes me question amount. This makes me question everything. I don't understand. Always on. Disable on. I don't understand what it's looking for in a flower, because you can't get more vanilla than the yellow dandelions. I legitimately am very confused. Is it just amount, or what is it looking for? I can't figure this out. No flowers. There are 2 flowers. I call shenanigans. I contest this game. There are flowers here. All right, I'm gonna have to Google. Okay, so in a last-ditch effort to understand what in the world is going on here, I decided maybe, just maybe, these are some weird bees. So let's try this out. Let's try and switch them out a little bit. And it still says no flowers. All of these bees worked up top. Now, I don't know what'll happen here because this apiary doesn't actually allow any kind of genetic modifying kind of thing. So I got a rocky princess, or a queen. So there should be more than enough rock around here. If that's its plant of choice, I suppose, if you want to put it that way. Alright, we did get a little bit of cobble there. I don't understand at this point. I really don't. Because nothing is counting as a plant. No flowers. Yet, we've got flowers here, rocks here, like, it should see something as a flower. And it's just not. I wonder if it's a bug. Heh, no pun intended. I know bees probably aren't considered bugs, but whatever. Yeah, I've never... Oh, wait, really? Really? What is that? Oh, there he is. Can I hit you from here? No. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Now that's working. What the heck? What in the... What in the world just happened? Did anyone see anything happen? Did anyone see anything change? Because I didn't. Other than the fact that this zombie showed up. I mean, I did move the... Oh, come on. Get up. Really? Can't hit him from here? Whatever. I did get, I did move stuff around, I guess? I don't get this. I don't get this at all. I'm gonna try and see what happens now. Does it still count this as a flower? It hasn't changed its percentage, which is concerning. Now it says no flowers, now it says flowers. Do you see flowers or do you not see flowers? Make up your mind. Still at 10%, but it's still saying flowers. And they are going over here. Huh. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Yeah. So that occupied a lot more of the episode than I intended it to, because these stupid finicky bees. let me know if you guys have run into that before and know a way around it. Let me know what was going on there, because I have no clue other than just some kind of bug glitch thing that when I moved a bunch of stuff around, then it finally... Oh, hush. Stupid zombie. But yeah, so there's the one thing that is interesting about this is the industrial apiary doesn't allow mutation. I mentioned that before. So if we put... it's probably why we got a Rocky Queen out of the Rocky and the Meadow, is I think I'm guessing it defaults to the Princess. I don't know. But basically this is for production kind of thing, and if you want to actually mutate or change the breed, you use a mutatron or an advanced mutatron, which from all the tutorials I've watched say that basically use this to craft this, but this is the one you want because you can actually pick the genetic change, which is really, really cool. Rather than breeding like a million of them to get to the right breed, you can actually just pick and go, I want this kind. Which is really, really cool. So we'll probably work on that next episode, is getting the advanced mutatron and a mutagen producer set up. Because the mutagen producers, as the name implies, is the thing that you throw extra bees in and they produce mutagen. What I'm thinking, after looking at the layout of this room, what I'm thinking about doing is doing... like our mutator stuff, our tanks, things like that over here, and maybe making this line just a bunch of these apiaries kind of thing. It may be a little overkill, and I might not do that right now. Right now we might do a processor, a mutagen, a splicer, that kind of thing. I'm not really sure. Or I might do it vice versa, where we have one here, you have a couple of genetic things here, and then when you go over here, you just have a line of production type ape. Because eventually, once we get this kind of squared away, eventually, you know, when we get like diamond bees and stuff, you'll want like a bunch of them to produce. I might even cut out this part and make it into the wall kind of thing. And then we can do item ducts and things on the back of the apiaries that pull out all the stuff. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, is we'll probably leave this one here, and I might actually set up the genetic stuff over here. Yeah, and we'll need the, like, you basically have to have the mutagen producer to create the mutagen, the advanced mutatron to mutate the things. The DNA and the protein liquefier and all that are kind, and the replicator are kind of a secondary thing. Like, if you want to go one way, you can use those. If you don't need them. And then you basically need the sampler, the imprinter. I don't know if you need the transposer or not, but I think you need these two. And these two basically are where you get your samples from the different bees, so you can get the traits, and then the imprinter is where you would imprint the new bees with the things. First thing I'm gonna do, make everything a stone flower, so we don't need flowers. We can have like stones behind the wall or something. I think that should work. Or a stone behind the apiary, whatever, something like that. Anyways, this episode's getting kind of long, so we're gonna wrap things up here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. In the meantime, I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace!